Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet. Ah, so I am to be interrogated. Let me save you some time. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly. Then, unless you're quite stuck on cutting my throat or something equally gruesome, perhaps you'd care to hear a proposal. Then, unless you're quite stuck on cutting my throat or something equally gruesome, perhaps you'd care to hear that proposal I mentioned earlier. Unsuccessfully. Besides, someone in your position can't take these things so personally, can you? Why not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely. Oh, very true. Thus there's no reason for me not to tell you everything, is there? As it is, if you're done with the interrogation, I have a proposal for you, if you're of a mind. Consider it something I'm throwing in for free. Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further. Ah, well, I suppose fair is indeed fair. What is it to be, then? All I ask is that you don't eat my remains or anything barbaric. I have nightmares about that sort of thing. But I thought, well, who am I to go looking gift horses in the mouth? No, I won't do that. Believe me, it sounds like an excellent offer, but if I leave here without you dead, the crows will be on me probably before I can even get to Denerim. And even if I could avoid them, and I might be able to, and even if I could kill your Logain, and I might, death would still await me. So, no, I can't accept such a contract. It wouldn't be right, given the circumstances. I will certainly do that, though it is a slower death rather than a quicker one. Still, it is kinder than a cruel death. I shall take my leave of you then. I trust we shall not meet again, which is still a death sentence ultimately, isn't it? But a kindness nevertheless, as it falls on me to survive, if I can. Thank you, dear sir. I shall not forget your kindness, until we meet again. Thank you, dear lady. I shall forget neither your fair face nor your kindness, until we meet again. Very well. Ask, and thou shalt receive. Well, here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the crows pause. So let me serve you instead. Why? Because I am skilled at many things, from fighting to stealth and picking locks. I could also warn you should the Antivan crows attempt something more sophisticated, now that my attempts have failed. I could also stand around and look pretty if you prefer. Warm your bed. Fend off unwanted suitors, no? I also know a great many jokes. 12 massage techniques, 6 different card games. I do wonderful at parties, no? Well, let's see. Being allowed to live would be nice, and would make me marginally more useful to you. And somewhere down the line, if you should decide that you no longer have need of me, then I go on my way. Until then, I am yours. Is that fair? I think you're royally tough to kill. And utterly gorgeous. Not that I think you'll respond to simple flattery, but there are worse things in life than serving the whims of a deadly sex goddess. I think you're royally tough to kill. I'm only hoping that you're stupid. That was a joke. Let me rephrase that. I'm hoping that you're the sort of fellow that takes a chance every now and again. Yes, to be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you. Possibly. I happen to know their wily ways, however. I can protect myself as well as you. Not that you seem to need much help. And if not, well, it's not as if I had many alternatives to start with, is it? I happen to be a very loyal person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a fault, really, is it? I mean, unless you're the sort who would do the same thing, in which case I don't come very well recommended, I suppose. Thank you, dear lady. You won't regret this. Thank you, my lord. You won't regret this. I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
We're taking the elf? Oh, fine. Fine. I see standards are just falling down all over the place.
I see. Are we now supposed to engage in some manner of archetypal dwarf-elf banter, my friend?
Nah.
Welcome, Zevran. Having an Antivan crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
A fine plan. But I would examine your food and drink far more closely from now on, were I you.
That's excellent advice for anyone.
What? You're taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea? Right, don't mind me, just a peon in your command structure here, wallowing in my insignificance. Bossy. Normally hot, but now not so much. Oh, whatever. I'm sure you know best. We could apparently use a swift kick in the head too, but you don't see me going around asking for one. All right, I see your point. Well, no. I suppose we could use whatever help we can get. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logan, I think his name was. Yes, that's it. I wasn't paid anything. The crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand, which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest. Well, aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The crows bought me young. I was a bargain, too, or so I'm led to believe. But don't let my sad story influence you. The crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women, men, whatever you happen to fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it. You seem like a bright girl. I'm sure you've other options. You seem like a bright lad. I'm sure you've other options. I wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the crows are concerned. No need to see Logan then. What can I say, huh? I am an eternal optimist. Although the chances of succeeding at this point seem a bit slim, don't they? No, I don't suppose you'd find that funny, would you? I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service. Oh, well, that's between Logan and the crows, and between the crows and myself. Isn't that what we're establishing now? An order of assassins, of course, out of Antiva. I suppose you wouldn't hear much of them out here, but where I come from, we're rather infamous. Not precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The crows get around, you see. Oh, fine. Is that what you Fereldans do? Mock your prisoners? Such cruelty.
This elf is a crow. That makes sense. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva. I understand they almost run that nation, and are hired only at great expense.
I can tell you that. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva, very powerful and renowned for always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous. So would I be, in your shoes. For me, however, it sets a rather poor precedent, doesn't it? Getting captured by a target seems a tad detrimental to one's budding assassin career. Yes, it's true. Too bad for me. Ah, so it's questions you have for me, is it? While I do enjoy a good beating from a handsome brute, let me save you a bit of time and get right to the point. Oh, you're rather an aggressive little minx, aren't you? Lovely, too. But if it's questions you're planning on asking me, let me save you a little time and get right to the point. But the purpose behind torture is usually to interrogate, yes? In that case, despite the potential for fun, perhaps I'll save you a bit of time and get right to the point. Oh, so you kept me around to have a bit of fun, did you? Of that I have no doubt. You are most skilled. If you haven't killed me, however, you must have kept me alive for some purpose, yes? It is my way, or so I am told. Let's see, then. I assume you kept me alive to ask me some questions, yes? If so, let me save you time and get right to the point. True, but even assassins must have standards. If you intend to kill me, I at least would have it be an honest death. Are you joking? It's an odd jest, though I'll laugh if you insist. Yes? Yes, I do. To serve you? That's what you mean, yes? That smell. This is Antivan leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere. Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for? And there it is. Taliesin is dead. And I am free of the crows. Taliesin is dead, I assume. It must be, or you would not have returned. Then it is true. I am free of the crows. I have come to a decision. I think the time has come for me to go. I do not know why I agreed to remain, for things have certainly become no more pleasant. I take it you have found another more compatible with your tastes. Here. It seems an appropriate moment to give you this. You wish to talk? Ah, good. I have a question for you. You and Alistair are quite close, are you not? I am curious as to the nature of your relationship. You and Morrigan are quite close, are you not? I am curious as to the nature of your relationship. You and Liliana are quite close, are you not? I am curious as to the nature of your relationship. How well versed are you in poetry? Antivan poetry, specifically. I did not thank you. It occurs to me now that you have freed me from the crows, and yet I did not think to thank you for it. I've a question, if I may. I am reminded of this one evening in Antiva City not so long ago. I am yours. You call? What is your desire? Your wish? What say you? Here I am. Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss? I suppose you wish something? Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this for Elden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. Now that Taliesin is dead, perhaps I could return, if I wish to. Loving a place is not the same as never desiring to be elsewhere. It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. It is fine enough with its dogs and its mud. The people are spirited, even if they can't tell the difference between an assassin and a mere killer. I hail from the glorious Antiva City, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva City. Do you come from someplace comparable? Ah, yes, the city of lava and stone. It too is beautiful, in its way. Sad that it will never see sunlight or smell the salt of the ocean, however. And it's a fine enough city, I suppose. Though it rather looks like someone spilled all the houses on top of a mountain and called it home, no? Ah, yes, of course. The wandering life of the Dalish. That truly is better. I'm jealous. Oh, I have never seen that place. I am sure it has its charms and its dogs. No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You have me there, indeed. I, for one, can make no such claim, as I never laid eyes on the woman. Ah, for shame, my friend. I only wish to poke fun at your homeland. What other sport is there for a transplanted patriot? You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else. Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Ah, but it's not Antivan leather, is it? I do not know what the Antivan tanners do that is different, but there is no leather more supple nor more fragrant. It reminds me of all the idle pleasures I got up to in that little apartment. But yes, it's true, there is no accounting for love. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no? True, and it's a comforting thought. There is plenty that you could discover about Antiva if you read some dusty old book. Population, products, history, all these things, I am certain. I can but offer you what it means to be Antivan. If that is not enough, then ask me no more. I can tell you nothing that you would not see if you went there yourself. Ah, no, it is I who should apologize. I should not be so quick to take offense. No, it is nothing. Let us forget this conversation and move on. Very well. It is far easier simply to be silent. Perhaps you are right. I apologize if I seem agitated, and there is no need for your questions. Let us discontinue this discussion. Yes, and now here I am. Indeed. No Antivan boot for Zevran. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not. I say you are beautiful because it is true. Should I not? As you wish. I apologize. I'm not sure that that's the route I would take, were I to continue old habits, but as you wish, and glad I am to hear it. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden, a man who then spares my life? I could not. Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object? One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a Grey Warden, and then spared my life to fight the Darkspawn? I could not. Even Grey Wardens who spared the lives of assassins? Understood. Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. I see the Grey Wardens look for very serious recruits. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal. It may as well be. But not this once, no. You ask me now? Now that you have helped werewolves slaughter an entire clan. So they did. I'll not argue the point. Still, it seems rather ghoulish to ask me so casually for an opinion while their corpses grow cold. Do you feel a profound kinship to strange humans simply because they are human? Why should we elves feel differently? Do you feel a profound kinship to strange dwarves simply because they're dwarven? Why should we elves feel differently? You are elven yourself. Do you feel a profound kinship with all other elves simply by virtue of their race? Of course not. Too many of our kind think we deserve pity simply because we have failed to defend ourselves. More than pity you. I would think not. Since you ask so nicely, I will tell you. And this is a simple answer then. My mother was Dalish, or so I was told. I know little else about her, but it occurs to me that any of these elves you've slain could have been family. Though I doubt that matters at all to you. But such is how it goes, is it not? Do not dwell on it further, for I shall not. I don't. Had they been stronger, they would have survived. It is simple enough. So just the Dalish in general as opposed to the ones we've actually met, Yes, I see. I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book. Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. A Dalish whore, thank you very much. It was my sole distinction amongst the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating, until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear. Ah, compassion and beauty both in the same woman. It is a delight, truly, though what you say is unnecessary, even if it is appreciated. That's very kind of you to say, but it is not necessary. My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again. I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on. Oh, there has been plenty. To tell the truth, it is because I expected nothing more. Still, even I eventually thought that it would be better for me if I ran off to join the famous Dalish when one of their clans drew near Antiva city. Not at all. I think of myself as Antivan. Still, that did not stop me from running off to join a clan when I drew near Antiva city once. I suppose you would. I'd always wanted another. In fact, I ran off to join a clan once when they drew near Antiva city, thinking that there I would find my true calling. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all. Are we so different, you and I? Buffeted by the winds of fate, brought to this point by both circumstance and excellence. No? I wonder if those you have killed would say otherwise. But no matter. If you wish to look at things on the surface, by all means, no matter. Is the thought that you have arrived here solely out of self-determination better, I wonder? No matter. Oh, you are too kind. You look so tired, my dear. It is all this constant walking and fighting. I think I know what you need. A little late for that, I should think. I'm thinking more drastic measures are called for, in fact. Oh, is that a challenge, I hear? My thought is this. We retire to your tent, and I show you the sort of massage skills that one only learns growing up in an Antivan whorehouse. Do you see me laughing? This need be no complex thing. You are a beautiful and fascinating woman. I am who I am. Is there any reason not to enjoy each other's company? Now here I thought we'd gotten past that. Taliesin is dead, and there is no more benefit to my killing you. Surely you understand that. Now here I thought we'd gotten past that. Must you be so distrustful? Can I not be forgiven my past? I see. Well, there is no arguing with that, is there? I apologize if my offer was inappropriate. Ah, my mistake. Say no more then. I take it all back. Why? Because you are a man? Surely we are past such superficial definitions. We travel together, do battle together. Is there any reason we may not also take pleasure in each other's company? If you mean to ask whether or not there might be more than a massage involved, allow me simply to say that you won't be disappointed with any of the techniques I've picked up over the years. What is there to fear, my Grey Warden? You deserve a little fun, do you not? If you're not of a mind, however, it is no tragedy. Oh, that. Yes. Bashful, are we? As you wish. Then why are we still talking? A willing victim it is. And if I might ask, if the opportunity to proceed past the massage should present itself. Look at you. Your weary stance, the dark circles under your eyes. Poor man, all this constant walking has gotten to you. Do you know what you need? Well, you can't blame a man for trying, can you? Never fear. Another time will always present itself. Ever the evasive one, huh? Another time, then, if you're lucky. See, I knew this would happen eventually. I should have warned you right from the moment you refused to kill me. It was inevitable. It's true. They used to issue warnings about me at the Antivan border. Ah, the good old days. So then, as the priestess so famously said to the handsome actor, what now? Oh, why aren't you the saucy little minx, then? I've been used and I wasn't even aware of it. A masterpiece. Oh, such subtlety in your seductive charms that I was not even aware of them. A work of art in motion, perhaps? Ouch! Oh, a fatal blow. Straight to the pride. I may never recover, alas. Ah, so it is time for that already, is it? Very well, my luscious and somewhat naughty paramour. What is on your mind? Very well, my brave and conquering hero. What is on your mind? Allow me to make it simple for you, my Grey Warden. What comes next is entirely up to you. I was raised to take my pleasures where they could be found, for they do not come very often. I shall ask nothing more of you than you are willing to give. One might look at it that way. Is this so terrible? I was born of a whore and bred as an assassin. All I know is of pleasure and death. What room is there on these things for love? Huh? I must admit, we have come very far from those early days when I tried to kill you and you decided not to kill me. Fate is such a tricky whore, isn't she? At any rate, we should be on our way. A new day awaits us. Or so the rumor goes. Why should anything change? This is true. Seducing the assassination target is a sound tactical choice. Do you know there are poisons that I can ingest which would be harmless to me and yet be already killing you as we speak? As am I. It is a very serious business. Are we not past this? I thought we were. No, by all means, I tried to kill you. Why would it not at least cross your mind? Allow me to say this. I am no longer in the business of attempting to kill you. Not only would it gain me little at this point, it also happens to be incredibly hard. But even so, is it not a little late for such suspicions? The die is cast, so to speak, and cast rather well, I might add. I cannot say that I am surprised. I was raised to be open-minded on such matters, but I understand that it is not so with everyone. I shall treasure the short time we had together then, and be satisfied that this is all it may be. Let us be on our way, shall we? A new day awaits. No. I mean, no offense. I simply... No, I do not think so. Surely there is something else on your mind other than that. Oh, is there something in your tent that needs assassinating? That is my specialty, or so I'm told. And what would we do there? I seem to recall hearing this offer before. Work! That's quite an offer, especially from such a beautiful woman, if we are both speaking of the same thing. That's quite an offer, especially coming from another man, if we are both speaking of the same thing. On the odd occasion, yes. Now this is intriguing. Whatever would we need such privacy to talk about? Tactics? Poison recipes? The midsummer dance? Indeed it wouldn't. Oh, but I am so tired. If it's a simple talk, perhaps we can have it in the morning. Forgotten about which part? Ah, I see. The part where I am an assassin once engaged in the task of seeking your life. Yes, the privacy of your tent would indeed be an excellent place to further my fiendish goals. How lucky you are to have eluded me so. No, you don't say. That's right, I wouldn't have noticed that little detail. Whatever could it mean? Now, you're the one who brought this up. It's not every day that a man receives this sort of invitation, after all. As the wise man once said, ask and you shall receive. Haha, it's true. That phrase may even become my epitaph one day. And here I thought it might be a Grey Warden thing. Ah, very well. Are we still speaking of your tent? If so, I'd be happy to oblige, providing a few rules of engagement are agreed upon. Well, let's see. If we're going to tumble, let's even things up a bit, huh? Hand-to-hand combat. No armor, no clothing. Wearing nothing but our sweat. What do you say? Why, yes, ma'am. I should warn you, however, that I've never succumbed to interrogation, not even by attractive women like yourself. You may be forced to resort to other measures. Why, yes, sir. I should warn you, however, that I have never been known to succumb to an interrogation. You may just have to beat it out of me. Creatively. As you wish. Should you change your mind, well, you do know where I sleep. Truly. Then we could be in for a long night. I was never very good with figures. I would have made a terrible merchant. Did I say that? I didn't say that. You are such a tease. Well, all right. It does make one wonder why you keep making the offer, however. I do not wish to talk about it. Enough! I said I am not interested. Can you not understand that? There are other things for you to focus on besides me, I am certain. Do those, if that is what you wish. Let us not play this game, shall we? Then we are done. It's for the best, really. Time to return to the task at hand, yes? Then quit asking me such questions. What I said was simple enough. Enough. I do not want to talk about feelings or anything remotely similar. Good. We have plenty of other things to deal with after all. Trust me, under normal circumstances, I would not hesitate. It's just... I do not wish to talk about it. You do not need to apologize. Just do not ask. The itch has returned, I see. Again? What must the others think? Shall I play hard to get? Let me think. What? And I'm not even drunk yet. No dinner? Flowers? Gifts of lethal poison? You spoil me. Pirate Zevran reporting for duty. Prepare to be boarded. This could be a sensitive topic, my dear lady. Are you sure you wish to voyage there? As you wish. Let me start by saying that my history is varied, indeed. It has also not been restricted to women. Does that offend you? Perhaps. That is entirely up to you. I grew up amongst whores, my dear. Sex is best when done well, and truly that is my only rule. Do I prefer women? Yes, I believe I do. But you must understand that a certain open-mindedness is sought by the crows in their recruits, for very good reasons. I have had to do many things in my work as an assassin, some pleasant and many not so. The crows recruit Elven assassins because we are considered beautiful by humans. I'm sure you can imagine the rest. Well, there's not much more to say, is there? I am what I am. No matter, such things happen. Let us return to other matters. Indeed, and nothing could please me more. This is a new path I am on now. It would be interesting to see where it leads. Already it has been many new things. I cannot change my past, obviously. I regret far more than the men and women I have been with, and if that is more than you can bear, well, then it is good we know now, yes? You're a better person than most, I suspect. It's just old scars, and nothing more which you see. Ignore them as I do, and perhaps they'll go away. Just so. Think of it this way. You are the only woman I have ever bedded in Ferelden. If there were others elsewhere before you, they paled in comparison. And that is no word of a lie. Intrigued by tight leather clothing? I thought that this might be it. Are you certain you wish to talk about this? I really do not know what to say. Very well. I'm acting like a child, I realize. I apologize. Let me try to explain. No, I gave it to you. I want you to have it. Let me attempt to explain. An assassin must learn to forget about sentiment. It is dangerous. You take your pleasures where you can when life is good. To expect anything more would be reckless. I thought it was the same between us, something to enjoy, a pleasant diversion, and little more. And yet, I don't know. How would you know such a thing? Yes, that does make it easier, in fact. I knew I was being foolish, and now I am proven correct. This is really for the best, I think. As am I. Not in the way we have been, perhaps, but yes, I hope the same thing. I do. Come, let us return to matters at hand. There is much for you to do, Grey Warden. I see. This is good, then. It is better that I know how you feel. I grew up amongst those who sold the illusion of love, and then I was trained to make my heart cold in favor of the kill. Everything I have been taught says what I feel is wrong, yet I cannot help it. Since you asked me into your tent, I have been nothing but confused. Do you understand me at all? All I need to know is if there might be some future for us, some possibility of... I do not know what. Maybe it would, but only if it is impossible that there might be something between us, some possibility of... I do not know what. Then we need say no more. That is all I wish to hear. Then that is enough for me. I am sorry for acting so strangely. I think I will be better now. Much better. We are indeed. And this is for the best, then, that I know what cannot be. I cannot change my past, obviously. You are a most intriguing man, but if what I represent makes you uncomfortable, well, it would be better for both of us to know that now, yes? No, I didn't expect it would. You've a bit of an open mind yourself, no? Enough talk of the past. As my tutor used to say, keep your eyes to the rear in the ambush and the bedchamber, and not otherwise. Words to live by. Enough talk of the past. It is what lies ahead that is important, no? I grew up amongst Antivan whores, men and women both. My introduction to the subject of sex was, shall we say, rather practical. My only rule regarding sex is that it be done well. It's a certain open-mindedness that the crows seek in their recruits, for very good reasons. I have been with both men and women in my time, many, in fact, often for business, but not always. Given my druthers, I would say I prefer a soft and shapely woman, but I know what I am. I will not discount anyone solely because of what someone else tells us is right or wrong. I thought you might think so. You seem to have an open mind yourself, no? Fair enough. The subject was bound to come up eventually, no? I cannot leave. Did we not already discuss this? If I leave now, it is as good as a death sentence. The crows will never allow me to escape. So be it. I cannot say I cared much for the company, as it were. This parting is no doubt best. This is rather unexpected. I thought we had gained an appreciation for one another. Do you truly wish to throw that away? I rather thought we had become friends, you and I, despite the way of our introduction. Is this truly what we have come to? You might as well. I've little desire to be constantly on the run. Is my sworn oath not enough for you? As you say. Let us hope our paths do not cross again, yes? And so it's come to this. Very well. I do not need to be told 3 times. Let us try to work together for now. Surely this cannot be so difficult. Good. I was rather waiting for this business to come to an end, and all the better. With Taliesin dead, I am free to find my own way without the crows chasing me down. With any luck, our paths will not cross again. Not in a professional capacity, at least, yes? Leave? Are you certain? Taliesin is dead, and thus I doubt the crows will even know about me. But I had rather thought we had grown fond of each other's company. Oh, Taliesin is dead, and thus I can leave at any time. But I was rather looking forward to seeing out our adventure. Are you sure of this? Taliesin is dead, so I may leave at any time, it's true. But I've no need to go just yet, unless you're quite certain. Then I suppose there is nothing more to be said. Running a bit hot and cold, are we? Fair enough. Let's get back to business. I see. Well, I imagine that trust is vital in your line of business, no? There is nothing more to say. I shall leave you to it then. Good luck. And, I think I understand what you mean. As you wish it, so shall it be. Trouble yourself no more over such thoughts. Oh, already? And we were just starting to have fun with it as well. I cannot say that I am not disappointed, but these things happen, do they not? Such is life, and we all move on. I see. I am tempted to ask why, but I suspect I already know the answer. Well, let it never be said that Zevran remains where he is not wanted. Taliesin is dead, and so perhaps this is as good a time as any to make my goodbyes, yes? I suppose it would not do me any harm to remain, until your task is completed, at least. Very well, you have me, as long as you need me. Let us get underway, shall we? You have a clever tongue, but I am afraid I must resist. I am not so cruel as to subject myself to such torture, but I do appreciate the offer. What are promises? There are many kinds, spoken and unspoken, and yet we break them all the same, yes? They do not matter. It is, I think, I would rather be elsewhere, anywhere rather than here. Indeed, I have no desire to stay and be forced to watch what I cannot have. If that makes me a coward, then so be it. Fare you well, my love, and good luck. I swore to remain at your side, so here I shall remain. Yet you would have us be strangers, so be it. Jealous? Not I, no. But one does not need to be jealous to be leery of rushing headlong into complicated situations. You and I have had our fun, but if this thing between you and Alistair is leading somewhere, I'll happily step aside. Complication avoided. Everyone's the happier, yes? Oh, I don't know that easy is the right word. Perhaps necessary would be better. And I have no burning need to do so, but this is not so simple a matter, have we not? I enjoy our time together, but it is not so simple as that. What I want, if only it were so simple. I make no claims upon you, nor would I dream of such. You are free to pursue your fancies as you desire, and I would have it no other way. I suspect Alistair, however, would not feel the same way. If there is to be something between you and I, to string him along would only hurt him deeply. Surely you know this is true. And what would you have me do then? I am many things, a murderer, a thief, a lover, but I am no cheat. If whatever is between us cannot be honest, let it not be at all. And glad I am to hear it. You will need to be the one that tells Alistair, however. Now then, shall we move on to more pleasant topics? How about poetry, of course. I simply thought to lighten the mood. Serious topics have never been my specialty, after all. Let us speak another time, then. And glad I am to hear it. You will need to be the one that tells Morrigan, however. Preferably when I am not somewhere nearby. And glad I am to hear it. You will need to be the one to tell Leliana, however. No need to apologize. This is how things must be. Well, what can I say, truly? Alistair is a lucky man. Yes, that is how it usually goes. What can I say, truly? Morrigan is a lucky woman. Yes, that is how it usually goes. What can I say, truly? Leliana is a lucky woman. Then it was good we settled this now, no? At any rate, the air is now clear and we are free to continue on. Come, we've much to do. Then only one path lies before us, no? Morrigan, however, would not feel the same. If there is truly something between you and I, it cannot include her. Surely you know this to be so. I suspect Leliana, however, would not feel the same way. If there is to be something between you and I, to string her along would only hurt her deeply. You must know this is so. You and I have had our fun, but Morrigan does not seem the type to share. If there is something between you, I'll happily step aside. Complication avoided. Everyone is happy. You and I have had our fun. But I know how it is with men and their women. If you are serious about this Liliana, we need pursue this thing of ours no further. Our flirtation has been fun, but if you believe that what you and Alistair have is real, perhaps it would be best if we desisted. Complication avoided. Everyone is happy. Perhaps I am. I have always believed in being direct when the situation calls for it, however. Perhaps not. That is for you to determine, is it not? Our flirtation has been fun, but I've no interest in competing with any woman, least of all Morrigan. If you and she are serious, perhaps it would be best if we desisted. Complication avoided. Our flirtation has been fun, but if what you and Liliana have is real, perhaps it would be best if we desisted. Complication avoided. Everyone is happy. Ah. It is as I thought, isn't it? I've watched you and he together. I know a complication when it rears its head and threatens to bite, isn't it? I've watched you and she together. I know a complication when it rears its head and threatens to bite. You are a brave man indeed. Trust me, you'll know even less once I tell you this. And why not? I'm no master of serious dialogue, after all. Well, trust me then. You won't be hearing it now. No, there is no need to deny it. I do not mind. Such is how it goes, yes? As I should have known would be the case. No, I suppose it wasn't. How does one make it work between two men, after all? I understand completely. No, I suppose that is true. There is nothing I can offer a woman such as yourself for very long. I quite agree. No, there is always a choice. But I think you made the right one, even so. There is nothing I could offer you beyond the moment, after all. Ah, don't be my good friend. I never asked you for anything, did I?